total title update for today. And it looks like we got some hard flat changes, but we got a cover two Tampa change. Probably that middle defender. Yeah, looks like the middle defender. Probably going to get playing deeper. Of course, I just used to audible mine to the middle third, and that solves that problem. You know what I mean? So a little deep blue action there. Let's see here. Cover three match. So we got change for the slot receivers. Looks like cover two match. Uh, logic improvements there as well. Cover four quarters. Like we got some changes on both of those for the quarters, for the palms. Cover six. Corners won't press by default. Blocking. This is what I like to see right here. A little bit of a pass block, pass rush. I'd like to see if they changed anything like pre-play, animations, making protections. That's good. Blocking logic enhancements. It looks like pocket behavior. Decrease the likelihood of pass blockers staying in double team when unnecessary, which is nice. It'd be nice to see if it does that for run plays as well. Targeting fixes. Blockers miss. Of course, they keep saying that they're going to do that, but we'll see what happens there. Run game enhancements. Added logic to be able to untarget defenders on run plays using the ID mic. I mean, that was obviously a problem before. We'll see if that gets changed or not. Mixed bugs causing double teams to split too slowly. Yep, that was a major issue, especially for me. I had a double team. It was constantly double teaming like D tackles and things that was unnecessary. Um, and then I was getting hit by a linebacker. So we'll see what happens there. Animation and ratings logic. Defenders with big rating advantage now trigger super win animations. Okay, interesting. That'd be interesting to see this situation right here. What's going on right there? And edge rushers responding to quarterback scrambles. I never really had an issue with that. I mean, if a quarterback would take off running to the outside and I was in contain, it would contain it. So maybe they're talking about if you're not in contain, possibly. I'm not sure about that, but when I was in contain, it was fine. Never had any issues there. Resolved multiple animation issues causing failure to match engagements, frozen players, interesting players getting stuck and disengages. I mean, I never had any issues with players getting stuck. Run fits, playbooks. Like they adjusted some of the playbooks, some of the Wildcat Flexbone. Looks like maybe what people were talking about with I believe that was the Penn State playbook. A lot of people were talking about that with the Wildcat situation, maybe something like that. Blocking issues. Motion consistency from no huddle. Disable playmaker flips. Added new content to option playbooks. That'd be pretty interesting. You know, right here if you're an option type of guy. Go generic offense. I know some people were really interested in the go offense, so it looks like they added the go on there as well. Added goal line sets, fixed pitchman behavior on option plays, improved backside edge blocking on RPOs. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. Synced play action bootlegs. Okay, so improved little fake blocking. Improved deep PC. Better sell the post. Okay. Dynasty, what have we got here? Two new awards. So we got some new awards right here. Sean Alexander, which is best freshman of the year. which is very cool. I dig that. The Jet Award, Best Special Teams Returner. I mean, maybe they just changed the name for the returner, but I mean, they always had a returner award. So I'm assuming they changed it to the Jet Award, which is cool. Okay, so they changed something with the transfer portal. Career wear and tear is now shown on the transfer portal, which is interesting. Okay, corrected an issue with lighting and game times. Okay. Um, added new scheduling rules for non-conference. Added additional rules reflecting the limitations on games in Arizona in the early fall months, which is interesting. So they're getting pretty deep as far as the scheduling goes to make sure that there's limitations and things, and time zones are getting corrected, which is it's pretty cool. Uh, added team uniforms to player portraits, full screen notifications, tuned ability prerequisites to better align with positional archetypes. So pocket distributor, pure power, power rushers now no longer requires power moves. Okay, so they tuned up some of the abilities. Updated skill groups for many archetypes to ensure they have access to every ability for their archetype, which is interesting. Exception for the dot ability on gadget receivers for balance purposes. Okay. Rare situations, a gadget receiver can still be generated with the dot. So I guess that just goes to those people that are like me that like to change positions up and get the most out of your players. So I guess there's a thing where a lot of players are going through and changing gadget receivers to quarterbacks, which is that's cool. You know what I mean? I dig it. I definitely dig that, especially if you're doing the manual progression on your players. So I imagine that's probably a pretty OP type of thing to do. You're definitely going to get a fast quarterback out of that situation, especially with a lot of acceleration. I noticed that a lot of those gadget receivers have excellent acceleration and a little bit slower as far as the speed wise compared to their acceleration. But I mean, you can always upgrade that. But I'm assuming that if you're doing a quarterback type of deal, then you're probably upgrading their throw power and accuracy. For me, just run a dual quarterback. I think you're already there with speed most of the time. You know what I mean? And then you usually just have to upgrade their accuracy. But it is what it is. Some people like to change it up and do different things. So increase speed and acceleration for safeties. That's nice. I like that. Yeah, especially for 3 and 4 star. Good deal. I was, my thing was as the hybrids were coming in for me on my 3 star safeties. They were coming in really slow. Like I was getting a lot of 83s and 84 guys, and I like to see that. I'd like to see some more 86, 88, 89, 90, that type of situation. That way I can move them around. Pro potential, my skill grade now properly updates, which is nice. Increased number of players in the transfer portal who are starting the open status, which is cool. So it looks like in the transfer portal, we're going to have more players that start in the open versus already have their top 5 and top 8 or whatever it is. So that's cool. So we're going to have more players that will be interested in being open to other schools, which is really awesome. I dig that. I love the transfer portal myself. It really allows me to bring in players that are a plug and play type of situation. If I have, both of my corners, if both of them go pro, then I'd like to be able to add in 2 players that can start immediately, especially if I just have like freshmen and sophomores below them. So that's a nice thing. There's a lot of things with the transfer portal, bringing in a stud quarterback that's already ready to go, that type of situation. Record screen, switching between national season game tabs. Updated Boise State rushing touchdowns. Okay, Super Sim. We don't do a lot of Super Simming around here, so this may affect some of the Sim guys right here. So we got a little Super Sim situation going on there. Added weekly Summary notifications, alerts, fix an issue with coaches, appears vacant. Okay, this would be interesting right here. Fix an issue where you would be unable to change a player's position after viewing their player card. That was annoying, having to back out, go back into it. So it looks like they fixed that. So that's going to be huge for the players that like to change positions around. That was super annoying. I'd change the position and I'd look at the card, and then you would go into, let's say, a wide receiver into a completely different set of players, and you couldn't change their position. You actually had to back out, go back in, and then you could go back into the change position, and that was for any player, not just the player you looked at. So that's really cool. That was very time consuming when it comes to position changes. Uh, Team win percentage did not include bowl games. Setting the player edit permission setting to commissioner no longer allows non-commissioner users to edit the weight and height, which is, I mean, yeah, if you're one of those type of dudes that's going on there like having a bunch of 7 foot wide receivers or something, that would be extremely annoying, especially with the jump ball being so OP this year. Uh, Exiting the auto subs. I don't use much as far as the auto subs type of stuff, so can't really say anything about that. Updated team, athletic facilities, and brand exposure, multiple upgrades. That's cool because I had a major issue right here. I was at Missouri State and I went to the playoffs 4 times. I played it for 6 seasons. I played Missouri State, went to the playoff 4 times. I won the Natty twice. And no matter what I did, the athletic facilities would not improve. They weren't even on the list. So that definitely has probably been fixed there. That was one of the main reasons why I left Missouri State. That and the fact that uh, their crowd would not show up no matter what I did. So it's just it is what it is. On that, of course, we do not hear nothing around here anyway. We got 5 years to win a national championship. Then we move on. So we were going to move on either way. But I noticed that with athletic facilities, that really hindered my recruiting. I couldn't even get 4 and 5 star guys interested, even though I did score a few 4 and 5 star guys, not very many. Team builder, I don't really run team builder. Strategist archetype icons. The FCS team showed ACC filter. Uh, Custom conferences. You could add a school to the conference they were already in. Custom schedules now show the correct location for neutral site. That's nice. I dig this. Like sometimes I would see my team show up in a neutral site game and it wasn't showing on the actual custom schedule thing, so that's pretty cool. Road to Glory, if you're a Road to Glory fan, it looks like there's quite a bit of stuff right there. I don't really play Road to Glory myself. Ultimate Team, looks like there's a ton of Ultimate Team stuff. I don't play Ultimate Team either. I got into that at the very first of the year and had all kinds of bugs, all kinds of issues with it. I couldn't even open up my packs that I got, and it was extremely annoying. It was day 2, and so I got out of that really quick. I'll probably revisit it at some point. I've got points and all that stuff from the pre-order. So presentation looks like players' equipment, uniforms. We adjusted some of the neck stuff, hair stuff, alternate uniforms. Look like we got for Ohio, Notre Dame's. If you're a fan of these teams right here, Notre Dame, stuff like that, we got some new uniforms there. Home and away elements for Washington Liberty. Look, that's pretty cool. Maybe some entrance stuff or something like that. Who knows there? Adjusted current uniform assets for Central Michigan, North Carolina. Crowd updates, audio, increased crowd reactions to big moments. That's pretty awesome. Home field advantage replay as well. Tuning for different stadiums, attendance sizes. That's acceptable. Some people like the crowd noise and all that stuff. Some people don't. I dig it. I think it's really cool. I think it brings a new element as far as difficulty to it, and I enjoy it because I've been playing college football games since 2001. So I enjoy the difficulty. I've never been one that really complained about that. Once you adjust to it and figure out you're not going to be able to hot route. You're not going to be able to audible your plays out, things like that. It is what it is. Just accept it, come out in those plays, and maybe makes you a better player in the end. And then when you go back to your home and you can do all that crazy stuff and flipping and changing and all that good stuff and hot routes and audibles, it really lets you open it up a lot more. So crowd themes, got some different stuff going on there. It's like the chants. That's pretty cool. You know what I mean? We got some Oregon football team theme. We got some other stuff added in there. It's pretty cool. Commentary updates, fair catch inconsistency. Yeah, no joke. That fair catch inconsistency has been around forever. Yeah, when you're like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm calling a fair catch here. Like that's been around forever. Why they keep saying that? Who knows? PAT temps, adjustment commentary, banter frequency. That's nice because the banter was getting kind of repetitive, especially considering it didn't change much. From the college football 25, new mascots, outstanding. I'm loving that. When I had a mascot at Missouri State the first year or the first day that the game got released on July 7th, but after that, I never saw him again. So I don't know if that's an issue with Missouri State or what, or him looking like the Baylor Bear. But yeah, I had a mascot. He popped up one time, and then that was it. You know what I mean? So I don't know what happened to that, but field art updates. So looks like it says thank you so much for continued passion and dedication to college football 26. We have more updates coming in the future. So that's it for right now. I'm sure there's going to be some stuff that got snuck in there that they didn't talk about here and stuff like that. But we might go and check that out and see what's going on there. I appreciate y'all stopping in and checking out the stream. And you get a chance, check us out. We're over there on TikTok, a lot of times on Twitch, YouTube, all that good stuff. If you're enjoying the channel, check us out. I'll probably update this to a few of the different places that I do my channel up or my video uploads and everything. So, welcome back to the lab. We do appreciate y'all checking us out. Hit that follow button, hit that sub button. You know what to do. So, anyway, we will get back on. We're gonna do some streaming and all that good stuff. So, thanks for stopping in, checking it out. Peace.